Hello everyone, welcome back to Joseph channel. I'm Abangirent, and today I'll be teaching you how to make an anime character like a pro. Firstly, you have to get our tools, and the tool that you need is called Flipper Clip. You can download it in your Play Store, okay, and tap on it. And this is the app you have to download. Create 2D animations by Visual Blaster LLC. So if you don't have it, you download it. If you have it, all you have to do is for you to open your Flipper Clip. Okay, there's a anime character that I've created. So this is the anime character I created with Flipper Clip not long ago, and I'm going to be redoing it for the sake of the tutorial. Okay, so you open your Flipper Clip app, download it from your Play Store. The Flipper Clip app will not necessarily need data for it to function. After entering the Flipper Clip app, you press on this plus button here. Okay, yes, you press on it, and then you see this show. For the project name, you can use something like practice. Since this is going to be your first time, type in practice. Then when they say choose background, you can choose any background of your choice. So you press this image logo or image sign, press it. It will take you to where you keep your pictures and everything. For me, I'm going to use a gray background. Okay, then you bring me back here and press OK. And then for the choose canvas size, you use YouTube 1080p, and for the frame per second you use 12 fps. Then you click on create project. First thing you need to do is you press these 3 dots up here. My arrow will be pointing at it. These 3 dots up here, you press it, and then you click on add image. Yes. After you click on it, it will take you to your gallery, and then I'll be adding this image to it. Okay, and one advantage of Flipper Clip is that you can pull or zoom however you want. You can move it front, back, and no matter how you zoom it, if you want to bring it back to the normal size, all you have to do is click on this that my arrow is pointing at, and once you click on it, it will take it back to the normal size. First thing, you tap on this place where my arrow is pointing at. This is called the layers, where you have the layers. The layer 1, you change it to reference. You just tap here and then put in reference. And then to make your work easier, you will make more layers, and you can simply do that by pressing this plus button which my arrow is pointing at. To make more layers, you press this plus button which my arrow is pointing at. Then when you press it, you can add from 1 layer to up to 6 or 5 layers, any one of your choice. But for me, I'm going to add up to 6 layers. So for my layer 2, I'll name it eyes. My layer 3, I'll name it nose. My layer 4, I'll name it mouth. My layer 5, I'll name it head. And my layer 6, I'll name it body. Yes. So after writing all your layers, you're going to start now. So I'm going to give a little summary on the tools. This first tool is called the brush. You can increase or reduce how thick you want the brush to be. Here you can carry it to 300 px and to as low as 1 px. The thickness is just to show you how thick the ink or the pen will be when you put it, and the opacity, it will show how clear it will be. If you reduce the opacity to 0, that means it's going to be invisible. You'll not be able to see it. But if you take it up to 100, it will be very visible, and you'll be able to see it very well. Okay, so this other one here where my arrow is pointing at, this is the eraser. The eraser is used to clean or to erase mistakes which have been done, and it's very easy to operate. Okay, so if you make a mistake with your pen, something like this, you can see I drew a line by mistake. You cannot go to eraser simply and then tap on it and then clean it off like this. Yes, as simple as that. I how to use the eraser. And then up here we have the ruler. We have the straight ruler, the circular ruler, and the rectangular ruler. So the main use of the ruler is just to make your lines or your drawings easier and more simpler. Because the ruler is very easy as it is applicable in real life. It's to make the lines or your drawings straighter and more accurate. Like for this rectangular ruler or this square ruler, instead of you drawing a square with your pen like that, you can just use it and it will make the lines on your square to be very fine and accurate. Okay, you can also use the circular ruler, which is also easy to use. You just move it to where you want it to be, whether it's here or anywhere you want, and you move it. Very easy to move. And then you draw your circle. As simple as that. Okay, so another button or another tool which is very important is the undo and redo button. So if you make a mistake and you simply just want to remove it without using a eraser, all you have to do is click on this button that my arrow is pointing at, the button up here and my arrows are pointing at, and if you just click on it, you can simply remove whatever you put before. And if you remove something by mistake or it wasn't intentional, I wanted to remove it, all you have to do is just press on the opposite button by the side of it, which is the redo button, and if you press or click on it, it will bring back whatever you removed or whatever you deleted. But please know that if you undo or if you remove something like this circle now, if I press or click on it and I remove it, then I draw another thing, and I'm thinking that I can just press it and bring the circle back. It is not possible. The only time it's possible for you to be able to bring the circle back is if you remove the circle and then you know to draw anything and then you put it back. But after removing it, then you draw another image, you won't be able to replace the former image you put before. As simple as that. So that are the major tools we'll be using. So let's get to work. Okay, so to make our work easy, we have our layer 1, which I called the reference, because this is what we are trying to imitate, what we are trying to copy. So it's like a guide for us to draw our own anime character. So the layer 1 is our reference. So for us to be able to draw smoothly without the layer 1 obstructing whatever we're doing, we have to reduce the opacity. And reducing the opacity, it just reduces how visible it is. So we can take it to maybe 50, so it won't be too visible, and so our drawing will be more visible than the reference. Okay, after reducing the opacity, you can see that it is no longer as bright or as visible as before. And then we'll go to our second layer, which is the eye. Then you click on it, and then when you click on it, you go back here and then you draw. For you to change the color of your brush, as you can see now, the color of the brush is brown. So for you to change the color of the brush, all you simply have to do is click on this part of the screen that my arrow is pointing at. So when you click on it, you choose whatever color, you choose whatever color you desire or any color of your choice. So I'm going with black, so I just move it down here and then I have my black color. As simple as that. And then now that the color is black, on my drawing I don't need a brush that is this thick, because what I'm going to do is to trace the reference which is on the screen. So I reduce the thickness of my brush. So to reduce it, all I simply have to do is just tap on here and then it will take you to this place. It will take you to this place where you have a list of pens where you can use. You can use pencil, HB, any one of your choice. So I'm using the pen. So when you get here, you click on this, which my arrow is pointing at. So when you click on it, you see thickness. So now this thickness, you can see. So now the thickness is at 34 px. So I will reduce the thickness to like 2 px, so it won't be too thick and thicker than the reference which we're using to remake our own anime character. So now that we have put the right color and the right amount of thickness, we can continue with, now I've put the right color and the right thickness, you can continue with the drawing of the eyes. If you remember, we placed our layer on the eyes. That means what we're focusing on right now is the eyes. So all we're doing is like we're just simply retracing the eyes of the reference points. Okay, so you don't have to bother yourself by copying the eyes with your hand. If you prefer using your hand, you can use it, but for me, I prefer using the ruler. Okay, and for the ruler, you use the circular ruler. Then you take it here, and then these two small circles which my arrow are pointing at, this, and these small box, that's what you use to move the circle around your reference. So you move it, and you make it smaller, you minimize it to the right shape which you want it to be. If you don't want to go through all this, you can simply use your hand, but I promise you, using your hand will not be as smooth as using the circular ruler. So okay, we're almost there. Yes, it's not going to be always easy on your first try, but you eventually get used to using the ruler. So I think this is okay, or this is enough. And if you're drawing your lines, one thing you should know that when you draw your lines, you should always cover them up. Like this eye now, for example, if I'm drawing it, I'll draw it circular like this. Okay, that's a mistake. The circle is a little small, so I have to increase it a little bit. So it's okay like this, I think. Okay, so like this, it's better. Okay, so I think this is okay for the eyes. So if you want to circle it, or if you want to draw on it, don't make an open space. So if you are circling it, circle it to the end. This is what I mean. Circle it to the end. Okay, let me remove my ruler so you can see I circled everything to the end. And the reason why you're circling it to the end is because of the coloring. When you're doing the coloring, if you don't circle it to the end, you're going to have issues with the coloring of your anime character. As simple as that. So after making the first eye, you go to the second one. You can also use a ruler, or you can just simply use your hand, whichever one you'd prefer or whichever one you desire. So I'm going to try using my hand for this one. You can zoom it. If you're using a phone screen, you can zoom it as much as you want, and then you just trace it, you follow it to the end, and then voila, you have it. And don't forget what I said earlier, do not make the mistake of leaving an open space so it won't affect your coloring. So we can see now the eyes, I've drawn the both eyes very fine and demure. So next thing, we put the eyelashes. So the eyelashes, they don't need to ruler. This is a straightforward thing. So you just use your hand and make like a curved little line. So follow the eyelashes. You do it for the second one, and you also do it for the third one. So you have done the eyelashes for the other eye. So let's do it for this eye now. So the first line, the second line, the third line. But this first line is not complete, so I just add. So our eyes are almost complete. The only thing remaining for the eyes is the eye hole, which is the pupil. So just tap on it. Now make little circles around it so it will cover up the eye hole. So I've done the first eye hole. So we do the second one, which is as simple as the way we did the first. So now I've done both eye holes. So I think we're done with the eyes. See? So if you want to see how well you have done, if you want to see your progress, you simply tap on layers, then you click here where my arrow is pointing out right now. You click here, where this 40 is showing right here. Where this 40 is showing, if you click here, what you're going to do is you're going to make the layer 1, which is the reference layer, invisible. So once you make it invisible, if you just tap on your screen, you go back to the page without your reference, and the only thing you're going to be able to see is your eyes. The eyes of the anime character which you have formally drawn. So this is the eyes. Then if you want to bring your reference back, which is the layer 1, you simply tap on this eye with a dash. When you tap on it to show back on it, and it shows back, then you know that you're done with your eye, and you go to your next layer, which is the nose. Then to activate it, you simply tap on it, and then the red focus goes to the nose. And if you're wondering why the other layers is 100 at the side and layer 1 is 40, this 140 that's showing is just the level of opacity. That is how visible it is to the eyes, and the layer 1 opacity is reduced so that when we're tracing on the other layers, it will be visible and not clashing too much with the layer 1, which is our reference. So now I've tapped on the nose layer, so we're going to be tracing or redrawing the nose. And for a good trace or draw, you can simply blind or remove the eyes layer by clicking on where it's showing 100% and to make the eyes layer invisible, so you can see your nose layer very well and draw it perfectly. So now that you have clicked on this layer, which is the nose layer, you can simply redraw it. You can use your circular ruler as you use for the first eye, or if you like doing things on your own with your own hand or freehand drawing, you can simply use your hand, which I'm going to be using. So you simply just trace it from here. You do the tracing to the end of the nose like this, and then you follow it well, and then you cover it up. And on this other side of the nose, you do it also. And then don't forget the nose trail, that means the whole nose hole. Just cover it up a little. Just cover it up. If you make a mistake, simply press the undo button, and if you want to return your mistake, press the reverse button. So now this is the nose of our anime character, and for us to see whether it's clashing with the eye or not, okay, there's a dots, a mistake which you made. You can just simply go to eraser and then clean it, as simple as that. Yes. Okay. Yes, and then we make our eyes that we drew visible. Click here, and then you see the eye and the nose layer is complete. Then the next thing we're going to go to is the mouth layer, which is a little tougher than the rest, but we can do this. So all we have to do again is simply trace. So we start from where we stopped in the nose. You can zoom as much as you want for you to get it perfectly. So we start from here, there you go. I think this is okay. So now my eyes, my nose, and the mouth of my anime character is starting to get shape. For you to see your progress, simply cover layer 1, which is the reference, and then you see the face of my anime character is almost completed. Okay, so next thing to do is go to the next layer, which is the head. So you can be able to draw the head. So you click on it and you show our reference, so we will trace it. So draw the head layer as usual. So you zoom in so you can see what you're about to draw clearly enough. So after zooming in, you continue. Let's see how far we've gone. You close the reference layer, which is layer 1, which is the reference layer. Let's change it. Reference. Good. Reference. And this, the body layer. The body. Now that's done with, after closing the reference, you can see the head of the anime character now clearly. Good. Okay, then put it back. And then the next thing, since I've done with the head, the last and the final thing to do before the coloring is drawing of the body. So you click on this, the body layer, and for the body you can see that the ink is thick, so we can't use what we formerly used for the other ones. So you have to increase the opacity of the ink, and how we do that is simply by tapping here and then increasing the thickness to, let's say, maybe 7 or 6 or 5. Okay, let's start from 6 and see how. So after you increase the thickness to 6 or 7 px, you can start the sketching of the body. Don't forget to put the layer on the 6th layer, which is the body, and start from down here, the leg side, then you simply trace as I've been doing. Good. So after doing the 2 legs, the next thing that you need to do is okay, so to make the drawing of the leg smooth and fine, you use the ruler tool, which my arrow is pointing at up there. So you click on the ruler, then use the straight ruler, and you move it to where you want it to be, and you place it here. Yes, if I'm correct, this is how it should be. And set it to the way you want it. Okay, so now that I'm tracing on drawing the legs for the body, next thing we do is we move to the hands. So start from this hand, let's take it like this and draw it. Now that we are done with drawing of the body, so this is what we did. Let's off or make the reference on. So I've removed the reference, and this is the anime character we just drew. So next thing is coloring. So for the coloring, I'm going to start from the eyes, layer 2, tap on it from here. But this is the paint filler when you use for painting. Then you tap on it and change the color to whatever color you want. So I'll be using white. Tap on the eyes. Voila. So color the eyes. Then the next thing, color the nose. Tap here and go to color. I'm using brown. Look at the right shade of brown that you look for the right shade of brown. That will be perfect. And then you have gotten the right shade of brown, then you zoom in to the nose and you tap on the nose, tap on the nose, tap on the nose, tap on the nose, on the nose. So after that is done, you color the nose and the eyes, and then you go to the mouth. And for the mouth, start by coloring the teeth. The teeth. Good. Now the color of the teeth, white. Tap on white, and the teeth has been colored white. Then color the tongue, and the color of the tongue is pink. So look for pink. the image of our anime character. So this is just this drawing. This is just the drawing of the anime character. There are lots more of things that we can do. We can make it talk, move, dance, jump, but that's all be in the next video. But for now, we just finished drawing our anime character. Thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe and follow Bondozo channel for more updates. Bye.